Hi, Ruben here from Legend Brands. It's getting cold. Here in Washington, we're nearly at 32 degrees. I know what some of you are thinking, like, man, you don't know what cold is. Well, the fact is, once the temperature gets to 32 or less, be it during the day or night, we need to start thinking about protecting our truck mount and our equipment. So we're going to do a video series telling you what you need to do in order to winterize and be prepared for this season. Now, it must be said that by far the preferred method is to keep your vehicle in heated garage and stuff overnight so that the temperature doesn't ever drop below that while you have it, like we've got right here. If that is not an option for you, we're going to show you how you can do it yourself with just a few bits of equipment, as we have here, to run antifreeze through the system and therefore winterize the truck mount. I'm joined here by Brendan Kimmel. He is our carpet cleaning instructor up in Burlington, and he's going to go through the first stage of this process, which is to winterize the truck mount itself. Separately to that, we'll show you how you can winterize your chemical metering system, and then separate to that, we'll show you how you winterize your accessories like your cleaning tools and your solution hoses. So for the truck mount portion at least, Brendan, why don't you take it away?
Well, as we begin our winterization process of the truck mount, make sure you have just a few supplies ready. The principal thing to have is make sure you've bought 1 or several gallons of antifreeze. The smallest truck mounted system might get by with 1 gallon, but it's always good to have another one in reserve. And the largest systems, like this 870 Legend Brands unit, you better start with having 3 gallons. Okay, so be prepared with your antifreeze. Besides that, you'll need 1 solution hose. I have one ready to go here. And you also will need to have a method of running it open. We'll show you how to do that. Besides that, you'll also need what our owner's manual calls the winterization hose. Some people call it the recirculation hose because this will be used in our recirculation process. I have one ready to go here. If you don't have one, you can order a Legend Brands made assembly as a special order part, and the information is on the screen if you want to reference that. If you have all this ready to go, the only other thing I need is a container to collect water into, which I have right here. Now we can begin the process. We're basically going to run through 3 steps. Our first step here is to evacuate all the water in the water box. There is water in the water box. If you have this type of machine, you'll have a poly type of water box where you can easily see the water in the poly water box, and easily by taking the cap off. If you have a pressurized water box, it'll be a metal assembly, and it may not be so obvious as that's where the water is. But whatever the case, there is water in the water box that will feed the rest of the system. So the first step is to evacuate that out of the system. What we're going to be doing essentially is just taking a solution hose of some sort and connecting it to the solution outlet at the console of the machine. But being quick disconnect connections, these are made not to flow water when there's not a tool in it. So the way we're going to open up this hose is to take a little male fitting, insert it into the female, click it in, and now effectively we've opened up this hose. This hose is going to flow water. Now it'll open and flow freely. The alternative method to this would be to take an old hose you already have and cut it down to maybe 5 or 10 feet, and then you just have a total opening. Either way is fine, as long as you can flow water through the hose. And all we'll do to actually evacuate the water from the water box is just to hold this in a convenient container, start the truck mount, turn the solution pump on, and basically run it until it's dry, until the water is just sputtering air and water out of the hose. Then we've evacuated all the water we can by means of pumping. And we've basically run the pump dry. The next step after that will be to actually get into the truck and start filling up that empty water box with 100% pure antifreeze from a container. And I'm going to pour several gallons into mine because I have a very large system with large heat exchangers and much more piping than a much smaller machine would have. That's the next step. And then how do we get the antifreeze to circulate through all the piping and the whole circuit of heat exchangers and pumps? Well, we use our specialized hose, our recirculation hose, our winterization hose. What we're going to be doing on that step is to basically simply connect on the large end to our water inlet fitting, and then we're going to be connecting the male end to our solution outlet. Now this makes a loop in our system. Now we can actually start the truck mount, activate our solution pump, and we're going to be recirculating the water through all the plumbing of the system for a minimum of 3 minutes. At the conclusion of that, the truck mount itself is winterized.
So after you've circulated that antifreeze for at least a few minutes, we have now finished winterizing the truck mount portion of our unit. Next, we're going to winterize the chemical metering system, which will fill up this sight glass with antifreeze, and so to our braided hose. You can catch that video by clicking up here if you're on YouTube, or down in the description if you're on Facebook. I hope this series is helping you. A quick word, when you are circulating the antifreeze on that final step that we just did, make sure you're outside because this will be emitting a lot of carbon monoxide. If this video was helpful for you, please give it a like, that actually really helps us. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and wherever you are, stay clean. We'll see you soon.